That big old moon over there. Big old moon. I don't know. This camera can really handle it. Big old moon over there. Guess that's a blood red moon, as they call it. That's the moon. Blood red as she may be, that is the moon. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning here, by the way. I can't sleep. I'm in too much pain. I'm surgery, you know. Managed to sleep a couple hours at a stretch, but that's about it. Just too much pain. And I'm too stubborn to use painkillers, you know what I mean? Like, I have them. I can't say I don't have them, but I'm very careful with painkillers. And it's kind of funny because the hospital is kind of careful with me too. They don't really want to give it to me, you know, third party. Big old moon over there. Hold on, just going to try to move out, zero out, you know. But the hospital's kind of careful with painkillers too. So I don't blame them, you know. Like, but with me, they don't have to worry. I can honestly say they don't have to worry. But that's huge. There we are, moving back out a bit. That's the moon. Believe it or not, that is the moon. This is so blurry, but there's nothing I can do about it. This is a cheap Nikon camera. Let me tell you something. My Fuji camera blows the doors off this thing, and my Fuji camera makes this camera look like a joke. I'm not very impressed with this Nikon. Fuji makes better cameras than Nikon. That's been my experience now. I paid twice as much for this camera, alright, twice as much, and it's half as good as my Fuji. And the only reason I bought another one is because, well, the Fuji had seen a lot of wear and tear, but even now it still works better than this camera. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. And I suppose I could have taken a Percocet, you know, Oxycontin. But yesterday I was too stubborn. I told myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take painkillers, unless I absolutely have to. You know what I mean? One of those kind of rules that I'm... God. I'm speaking of myself a cup of coffee here. And I'm taking a walk. Yes, that's right. A walk. Right. Taking... I mean, I've got a lot to talk about. I'm trying to pass on the knowledge that I have while I'm still alive, and hopefully to young men, especially young men. I have a special place for young men in my heart, because young men are dumb. Sorry to say it, but young men are generally really dumb. And it's not because they're bad people, it's just that they're thinking with their hearts and their hormones, okay? And hormones are especially appealing to a young man. And then when he hears the hormone, you know, he's right after. He doesn't understand. He's not dealing with a lady, he's dealing with a whore. And young men don't really understand whores that well. Okay, so when the hormones, right, as in hormones, he pays attention, you know, and he's thinking with his heart and his hormones. And that's a bad thing, right? Very bad. It's a very high thing. My own now actually have a soul, by the way. That, and I act. This is, you know, this is a journey. Some of the most intelligent people can be stupid. No, seriously. I don't exclude myself in this scenario. Not in the least bit. Okay, because I mean, I got myself into a lot of messes despite my intellect. Okay, and you know, if it was just like book knowledge that was in question, okay, allow me to verify the fact that I have definitely above average IQ. Okay, I've been tested so many times on that. I don't want to be tested again. You know, so so am I bragging or complaining? That's a good question. I'll tell you right now. I'm complaining more about it than I'm bragging. Okay, because I'll tell you, people with average IQs seem to have more fun. I'm serious, okay? People with average IQs, so, you know, the old ignorance is bliss thing seems to work for them. It's a good down and talk. There, I'm at sit around now. This place, so I can sit down talk here. This is a good place. I'll sit here. 6 o'clock and sit here. Morning, I'll sit here. Somebody picks me up being, I don't know, a pervert or something. You know, who knows? These days, with our rights and freedoms being stripped from us, it wouldn't surprise me. That'd be kind of funny, you know. Well, officer, I'm just making a walkabout video, but I'm not walking about right now because I've had surgery and I want to sit down for a while. But you're being recorded, by the way, officer. Just want to let you know. Anyway, who knows? Small town, you know. I mean, I've already earned the reputation of being a weird fellow. So, you know, what more can be done? Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, young men. I hope this thing's here picking me up. I better move this over here a little more. I really want the microphone to pick this up because it's important. Good coffee. So, I don't know, it's sometime after 6 a.m. and probably, I don't know, April the 12th, I'm guessing. I have to make a phone call today to let them know that I'll be coming into Edmonton to get a stent removed from my gut. I think that when this stent is removed, I'll probably be able to heal a whole lot better. Yeah. Yeah, once this thing is removed, I mean, I got to do this endoscopy and get the thing out of me. But that's the thing, you know. And when I was a young man too, my you know, and guess what? I thought with real heart and my hormones. I wasn't thinking. I didn't understand wisely. I didn't really understand the female key of the son. He, now I instantly called something that I won't research beta told me so that sort of to get Odamon across, you know, me, I'll just sort of the idea. He called the biggest, the biggest effing bastard the Jova has ever seen. Okay, world thing. Type. Oh, and he said it right in front of my father, you know, his grandfather. He called me that right in front of his grandfather. Needless to say, my father wasn't too impressed with that, but, you know, I know why he's thinking that way. When I was his age, I would have thought the same thing about me. I would have went, man, what a sexist. I would be, you know, I would be so against myself. It's not even funny, you know. That guy's got no compassion. Wow, that guy really hates women, you know. And, you know, that would be my view. That would be because I did not understand the nature of women in general, and also because my hormones would be dictating my decision-making process, wherein, you know, the young man rises to the defense of the fair maiden on just about every count, okay? Because unconsciously, if it means that he's going to get some, he'll do it. You know, and whether he realizes it or not, you know, she doesn't even, you know, as long as you know, she's got the bumps in the right places, you know, and is capable of doing the deed, boy, he'll rise to the task. That's sad. But if you're honest, if you're a man and you're listening to this and you're honest, it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, like, I know there are exceptions, but as a very wise person once told me, The exception only proves the rule. That's why it's called an exception. Okay, so I know why he called me that, but he's greatly mistaken. I'm not a woman hater. Okay, I've been called that many times. I am not a chauvinist. Okay, it's so funny because what a misnomer chauvinist is. The word chauvinist came from a man by the name of Chauvin, okay, who believed that, you know, you took off your coat and threw it on a muddy puddle so that you could help the dainty female out of her carriage and without getting her feet muddy, okay. Chauvin was somebody who basically, you know, insisted that as a man you open doors for a woman, okay, this sort of thing, okay. Basically, yeah, you would cater to the more delicate sex, and actually he had a lot of things right, okay. But that word chauvinist, it's become a bad thing now. It wasn't really such a bad thing before, but it really is a bad thing now. You know, how dare you patronize me? You know what? I rarely ever get that from a woman. I did in the city, but I've never had that up here where I hold the door open for a woman and she gives me, you know, the gears and a good, you know, lecture because I open the door for her. Usually I get a smile and I get a thank you. Usually a lady appreciates it when I open a door for her. You know, he said, I guess there are supposed, you know, half the women principles instilled in some then in North America to on where a man understand and honor and actually honoring them. There, you know, women that I get still some who don't mind and but for them. Thank God, you know. Chauvinist anyway. The way was chauvin. That's a started thing, but open the door on lady be that woman. Oban for the ladies, be a gentleman is that was chauvinable for that, by the way. This chauvin, but response practice. So I am just honest. Yeah, the big chauvin SOB face of the earth. Right. On the face, I'd be very respectful thing. Okay, and I in just of the man desired me, but and who's you know essentially he is definitely not making a positive statement about his grandmother. Now was he very statement? But I understand why he has this view. I really do. This is, and really. I feel for him, and as he's obviously still very young, and I had similar views. I have to get up here. Excuse me. I have to get up here. I have to get up, you know, because of pain. But I pretty much had those sorts of views until I started moving into my 30s. That's when I started to realize what a lot of things were about. I don't know that he'll ever do that because I don't know that he'll be a father by the time he's 30. And I don't think that men really get it, all right, until they become fathers. And then they understand the whole, you know, protocol system, the whole covering policy that goes with being a father and a husband. But so, you know, I mean, I don't know that he even wants children. I've heard that my son basically wanted to get sterilized. So, you know, that's his issue. That's his problem. Whatever. You know, I won't belabor that. So I'd like to speak to young men in their 20s here, and if you think you can rise to the challenge and you're not that age but you're younger and you consider yourself a young man, you're welcome to it. You're welcome to take what I'm about to share here. Part of the reason he said that is because I have made this statement. Now let me make it perfectly clear. I did not call his wife a whore. I did not call my father's wife a whore. I did not call my mother a whore. I did not call my cousin a whore. I did not directly call any of these females whores, but he allegedly seems to think that I have. Perhaps by default they may have interpreted my words in that context. And to that, all I can say is that if the shoe fits, wear it. And if it doesn't, well, then it shouldn't really apply to you. And ladies, if you're listening, don't get upset. It doesn't apply to you. Cousin, don't get upset if it doesn't apply to you. Mom, if you're listening, which you probably